Okay, welcome to my terrain generation project. This was designed to test out procedurally generated terrains and using real-life geographical techniques sped up to explore the kind of terrains that they can create. So this is an example. This is the default terrain it creates, which is a procedurally generated just with a set number of instructions. And pressing the R key, you can get it to generate a new randomly generated terrain. So we're going to press it and see a few more terrains that it can create. The techniques it uses to create its terrain is cosine faulting, particle deposition, particle erosion, and just a few other techniques that, when combined together and iterated lots of times, create real-life terrain. So we'll just look at a few more. Another feature that was added is we can press the T key, and this takes us in terrain camera mode, which is like a first-person mode that follows the height of the terrain, so we can walk around and we can explore what the terrain would feel like to play it as a first-person game. And as you can see, every time we generate the terrain, we regenerate normals for it, so it has realistic lighting and shadowing. So this is just what the terrain might feel like if we were playing it in a first-person game, walking around, and there's a water effect just to get the feel of what it's like to be underwater and the relief of the terrain. So by pressing G, we can go back to the God camera mode, which just allows us to raise our height using the W and S keys so that we can survey our terrain again and have a look at the actual terrain that we've been exploring. Now we're going to demonstrate just a few of the key techniques. So we're going to clear the terrain to a flat plane underneath the water, and we're just going to go below the water level and demonstrate a few of the procedures that were used. So one of them was faulting, so by pressing F we can fault the terrain, which just causes a straight line across the terrain, and it raises one side of the line and lowers the other. So we'll demonstrate a few examples of faulting here. Okay, so we're going to clear the terrain back to a flat plane, and we're going to show particle deposition, which just involves dumping a set of particles at the position where the camera's at. So we're going to dump a lot of particles, and these particles are going to follow physics, and they're going to fall down the terrain to the lowest point they can find without climbing back up again, just as if they were tumbling down a slope. And that'll create a pyramid style effect when we dump it all in the same place. So if we go below the water here, we can see the pyramid that was formed by dumping those particles where the camera was at.